Hello world, this is Zan, Stairway to Eternity, turn number 10. And once more I did have to actually come in and look at the turn because I had some diplomacy between Facia and I. If you've been following with the series, you know that there looks like to be an inevitable conflict over this little lovely piece of Pangea. And unfortunately, I think I had to bow out uh, just to err on the side of caution. And one of the reasons being is I've played against Kirby before, and it was clear to me before he even said anything that if I were to take Pangea from him, the rest of the game would be him fighting me. And the only reason I actually even care about that is because it's happened before, where I have spent the entire game defending myself against him, where in a position where I can't even reach him because there'd be like another nation in the way or something, and I'm still just being attacked by him nonstop. And I think that would be a kind of situation while he's there on his little freebie island. Now, obviously, there's ways I can deal with that. And if that was my focus, easy peasy, I can kick him off the coast and never worry again. But he'd probably be doing this, trying to coordinate with Satis or Naba or whoever wants to come in on Abysia because I did expand pretty well. So I took this moment to take more advantage of the diplomacy and gain what I hope to be a long-lasting ally. And what we agreed was he takes Pangea. Done and done. I'm going to take Rendale at 10 and keep expanding to La Tienne. I'm probably going to bump with Satis there. And that's whatever. That's a risk I'll take. Yeah, that's a risk I'll take. So that's going to move like this, where I'm going to take 10. 10, and I'm just going to keep expanding like, these are indies. And although this looks impossible to get to, if it actually ends up getting heat scales again, which Satis should have, and I have, this becomes passable. So moving into here and then into here isn't the craziest idea. And just to backtrack a little bit, one of the reasons I'm not going to fight him over Pangea is because I looked at my troops, I looked at Pangea's capital, and I realized one teeny tiny problem. It's cold 3. We're in the dead of winter, and my lava warriors have heat power or fire power. So I'm sitting here looking at their stats, and I'm saying, crap. Attack skill 10, and this is cold 2. So, and this is with him having an experience star. If this was cold 3, he would have attack skill 9, strength 11, and defense skill 1. I don't know if it interacts with fatigue. I think severe cold also makes him tire out faster. He's going to be even slower. And it didn't look like a very pretty picture. If I tried to send the stack of sacreds, which in Heat 3, don't get me wrong, in Heat 3, I can probably take on at least 80 of these easily in Heat 3 and just wipe them out. In Cold 3, I'm a little bit more worried. I have a pretty big bless, and then my next major army is all the way over here. So if I were to lose the fight on Pangea, I can lose hold on some of this stuff, depending on how the next Pangean army goes. So I'm going to err on the side of caution. I know I'm going to get so much hate for this. And so I've made that deal. Now, this kind of blocks me off to fighting either the most awkward war with Stis or the most awkward war with Relay. And I don't think I'm too fond of either of those options. I know I'm probably going to bump Stis over here somewhere. It's going to happen. So what I told him is, listen, as part of this, we can do a joint war together, of which the only natural target I think is going to be Nava. We can do a joint war together, but as part of this war, no matter what happens, I'm getting the capital. And I think that might be Nava, which I have a non-aggression pact with right now, but that's okay because I still have indie provinces to eat, and there's thrones to claim that might have. I haven't really looked at the thrones, but they might have something significant for me. Like here we go, Throne of Air. If I get Throne of Air, and I get Air Shield. If I had Air Shield in the first place, this would be a non-question, even in Cold 3, because their javelins would do nothing to me. So there's some good ones. Reinvig is okay. This is more for the Earth axis. Precision, I might as well not have anything. Hey, look, growth 1. That'd be something. Magic +1 would help. This would be fantastic. Blood Slaves and Earth Magic, yes. This would be pretty good for me. This is okay. I'll take it. Spread my dominion, even more fire gems, and order and growth. Yeah, I'll take it. That's probably this one, because Zeus is a big meanie. But with all that said, so that'll be my Diplo over here. These assassins, uh, I guess if my next target's not by, I guess I gotta start moving them over there. It might take a bit. Looks like my goon squad over here worked well. I mean, it's just one dude, and yeah, death by slinger. And we had our diseased assassin move into old land, this one right here, and ping it. So let's check out what's in there, because he only has, he had a hit point, so he was dying anyways. A handful of heavy cavalry, handful of spearmen, 2 commanders. Nothing out of this world. Is it actually 2 commanders? Yeah. Um, I could, instead of having to move an army down, just send these guys back. I know this is so wasteful. I can send these guys back here, and then I'll have 2 of them assassinate and the 3rd one attack, and then 1 turn I'll grab this. Easy peasy. I've got a scout, and I can use this to. I want to see what Satis is doing, because although this is kind of a safe entry for border, because this will take a minute to go down, I still want to get some eyes down there because Sakane is a terrifying player. More scouts, palisades going up. Let's get this temple going, and next turn I'll get the lab. Because this is, okay, yeah, so the palisade's going up this turn. So next turn I'll get the lab. I hope I have enough gold for it. On my capital, we have finished the world's most expensive commander. I'm going to give him some of the sacreds from that were on my god. I'm going to give him a contingent of bodyguards. For the spear guys, because they can repel, they'll last longer in combat. And then, should I send everything this way? Kind of want another red shirt commander. Any commanders later on anyways. Yeah, this should really be enough to take out all of those barbarians. 20 of my sacreds should be fine. 25 of them should be a complete overkill. But I'll just do that for now. And we have this happening here. This worked out. So put our PD. Get these 3 gentlemen. I'm going to put this all in a group. We're actually going to put these all here. And we'll see what happens. This is going to be pretty bad. But I can't get less committal than this, or less commitment. Okay, so that's going to be a thing that's happening. This is probably going to fail, which is fine. I'll have another force come deal with that. The next thing I want to start thinking about is I need to start blood hunting soonish. The mages that would be blood hunting are the core of my research, and I actually don't think I'm even recruiting one this turn. If I'm not going to war right now, I don't need that chaff. So we'll go back to making warlocks. So expensive. It's so good. And here's what we can do. That leaves us with no money, so I can't really do anything. But one thing I tend to do is if I can't afford some chaffy units that I can just like summon in droves, come over here and I'll usually come look at the units and go to the precision and check their patrol strength versus their gold cost. And I know a favorite of mine, I recruited these somewhere, are slingers, because they're 7 gold for 1.1 patrol strength. I think over here we had these guys, which was 10 gold for 1.2 patrol strength. So they're better patrollers, but they do cost a little bit more money and in upkeep. So 8 gold a year versus I think it's 5 gold a year or 6 gold a year. Obviously, some summoned trash is gonna be better, but I don't really have. I can't spend these guys as mage turns, summoning some imps just yet. You know, this might be a good turn actually to create the apprentice. And I like having a few of these guys for basic crafting purposes. Like, hey, I want a shadow imp. I can make this big, super expensive mage do it, or I can just get like an apprentice. Or what they're really good for is crafting the sanguine dowsing rods for my blood hunters. So that way, again, the big warlocks don't have to do it. And this is good. This leaves you with a little bit of gold left over. And what I can do with this gold left over is start recruiting somewhere. Check my PD. Shoot. Can make sure my PDs are in my province. But there's a good chance. I want to start recruiting somewhere, but let me see something here. If I completely reset this, and I'm building a temple here for 400. Okay, this is accurate. Which means by doing this, next turn I'll have about the same amount of income and I'll be left with about enough for the lab and maybe enough to start upgrading the palisade. So I shouldn't buy anything. I'm going to figure this out as I get there. This should just be some sort of line formation. Guard the commander. He is going to cast Blessing, Blessing, Blessing. You guys are going to hold an attack. Once that's done, you can probably do this on one person. These are both one people. I can either bond them or just straight up kill them. I'm going to go straight up kill them. I think that'll be easier. Some magic resistance check. Barbarians are not good at that. Okay. I think that should be fine. I really don't want this guy to die, and that is a lot of barbarians. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to take these guys with him. I don't have anything more pressing to do. Because this is cleaned. I'm going to need to clear that out. So I do have something more pressing to do. So I can't take this extra squad, and I'm just going to hope that these lava warriors are on hold and attack closest and end up beating up all the barbarians. And then this horde of chaff will go with a recruited commander. Maybe I even get one from up here. And then they work together to take out whatever's in there. Okay, and I think that will be my turn 10, and see you on turn 11.